middle of a feed, your baby stops, looks up, and locks onto your eyes. It feels ordinary, but in that moment, two brains are quietly rewiring at once. Researchers who study bonding found this gaze isn't random affection. It follows rules of distance, chemistry, and timing that almost no parent notices. And it begins closer than you think. By the end, you'll know why your baby hunts for your face, what that stare is secretly building, and the one thing that switches it off. It starts with a number. That number is 8 inches. Forget everything you assume your newborn can see. For the first weeks of life, their visual world is far smaller and blurrier than ours. A newborn cannot focus across a room. Past roughly 12 inches, faces, walls, and windows all dissolve into the same soft wash of light. Distance doesn't exist for them yet, but there's one narrow band where the blur sharpens into clarity, about 8 to 12 inches from their eyes. Nearer than that, or farther, and you slide back out of focus. Now hold your baby the way you do when you feed them, and measure the gap from their eyes to your face. It lands almost exactly in that band. That is not coincidence and not convenience. Of every distance in the entire world, evolution tuned your newborn's sharpest vision to the exact spot where your face appears at feeding time. Think about that. Their whole hazy world holds a single window of clarity, and you were built to stand inside it. You are the first thing they were designed to see. So when your baby's eyes settle on your face mid-feed, they aren't drifting. They've found the one clear image in a blurred world. The question is what they do next, because your baby isn't just seeing your face. They're studying it, mapping it, memorizing it, like a traveler learning their only landmark. And that mapping follows a strange order. Here's what almost no video tells you honestly. In the earliest weeks, your newborn often locks onto the edge of your face first, your hairline, not your eyes. Parents sometimes quietly worry about this. They lean in, meet their baby's gaze, and feel it slide just past them. It can feel like being looked through rather than looked at, but it isn't rejection, and it isn't a problem. It's optics. A newborn's eyes can't resolve fine detail yet, so they trace the high contrast outline before they can find your eyes. The eye contact you're waiting for is coming. Between 6 weeks and 3 months, the wiring matures. Your baby stops scanning your outline, finds your eyes, and holds them. That first true lock is a milestone worth marking. It's the moment their gaze stops being reflex and becomes a choice. They're no longer only seeing you, they're meeting you. And the instant it happens, something invisible switches on between you. Not a feeling you're imagining, an actual chemical scientists can measure. This is where it gets strange. When your baby holds your gaze, their brain releases oxytocin, the hormone of bonding and trust. That part you might expect. Here's the part that surprises almost everyone who hears it. The same surge happens inside you. Researchers led by Ruth Feldman measured oxytocin in mothers and babies during mutual gaze and found it rising in both, together, at the same moment. Sit with that. This isn't one person pouring love into another. It's a circuit. Your baby's gaze lifts your oxytocin, and your rising oxytocin makes you want to keep looking back. And oxytocin is persuasive. One of its effects is to pull you toward more eye contact, more closeness. So each look you share makes the next one a little more likely. That's the loop. Their gaze pulls yours pulls theirs, the chemical rises, and with every exchange, the bond doesn't just hold steady, it tightens itself, a little more. It's why the stare feels almost magnetic. Why you glance up from what you're doing and find them already watching you, patient, as if waiting for your eyes to return. Most parents live inside this loop every day and never once realize it's running. But the loop turns out to be only the opening act. Beneath it, something deeper is sinking, because scientists can now do something that sounds like science fiction. They can record 2 brains at once, a parent's and a baby's, while the two simply look at each other. When they lay the 2 recordings side by side, they don't look like 2 separate people. They look more like one system in 2 halves, slowly finding a shared rhythm. During mutual gaze, the electrical waves rolling through your baby's brain begin to fall into step with the waves in yours. 2 minds that never spoke a word, briefly oscillating together. Nobody is directing it. No effort, no technique, nothing to get right. A caregiver and an infant holding a gaze. And beneath the surface, 2 nervous systems tuning to one frequency. Scientists call this neural synchrony, and it's no party trick of the brain. The more a parent and baby fall into sync, the more the baby's fast-growing brain appears to benefit. This synchrony predicts real things later. Smoother communication, steadier emotional regulation, an easier time reading the faces and feelings of other people. All of it rehearsed here, in a feed. So that unremarkable moment, baby latched, eyes up, the room silent, is anything but empty. Two chemistries are rising, two brains syncing. This wordless exchange is their first. It looks one-sided because your baby can't say a single word. But watch closely, and you'll see they're already doing the one thing every real conversation is built on: taking turns. They gaze, and you soften. They hold it, and you murmur back. They kick a little, and you answer with your face. Back and forth, no words, but unmistakably a dialogue. Scientists have a name for this rhythm. They call it serve and return, and it's the blueprint for every conversation, every friendship your child will build for life. Long before your baby can shape a word, they're rehearsing the structure of talking. You go, then I go. Attention offered, attention returned, first in your arms. And it pays off in ways you can measure. Studies find babies who get the most eye contact during feeds tend to reach language milestones sooner than babies who get less. So the stare isn't only love, though it's that too. It's also the earliest classroom your child will sit in, and you, without a lesson plan, are the only teacher there, which is a beautiful thing to know. But it raises an uncomfortable question, the one this video has been circling. What happens when their eyes find yours, and yours are elsewhere? Let's be honest and gentle here, because guilt helps no one. Every parent on earth has fed a baby with a phone in one hand. Exhausted, bored, catching up. It's human. But picture it from below. Your baby drinks, lifts their eyes to the one clear face, ready to serve and return, and finds it turned away, lit blue by a screen. In that moment, nothing dramatic happens. Nothing breaks, but the loop simply goes quiet. No shared gaze, no rising oxytocin, no brain syncing. The little classroom, just for now, sits empty. And here's the real relief. You do not need to be perfect. You do not need every feed to be a screen-free, gazing masterpiece. Your baby was never asking for that. They only need some of them. A handful of feeds a day where the phone goes face down and you're fully there, ready for the moment their eyes come searching for yours. So try this at the next feed. Choose one feeding today, set the screen out of reach, and be present. When your baby looks up, let them find you looking back. Hold that gaze for 5 unhurried seconds. Don't perform it, don't force it. Soften your face and let your baby see they reached out and were met. That's the entire technique. Do that once a day, and you're no longer feeding their body. You're feeding the loop, the oxytocin, the first conversation. Which brings us to the part that stays with me. We spend so much of adult life wondering whether we matter to anyone, whether we're just background noise, whether anyone would notice the space where we used to be. Your baby answers that question every day, without a word, mid-feed. They stop, they search the blur, and out of the whole world, they choose your face. Not because you're perfect, not because of anything you achieved or bought, because you're theirs, and they're wired, right down to the focal length of their eyes, to find your face. One day, sooner than feels possible, they'll be too big to hold. The feeds will end, the gazing will scatter into a busy life, and this 8-inch world will close. But nothing about it is wasted. Every gaze you returned is already written into them, as trust, as language, as the wordless certainty that when they reach out, someone reaches back. Tomorrow, at one feed, put the phone down and let them find you. Give them the 5 seconds. You'll never send a more important message, and you won't need a word. If this changed how you'll see the next feed, subscribe. We decode what your baby feels but can't yet tell you. So much more is happening than it seems. And tell me in the comments, when did your baby first lock eyes with you? And where were you when it happened? I read every one. I'll see you next time.